Hello everybody. Welcome back to Ireland Esports Collegiate Series 2025 spring season. Alright, we're back after a little bit of a hiatus, unfortunately, but I am Schmergen and I'm back with Kurt. Now, we couldn't have the old stream last week, unfortunately, because we had to reschedule for Paddy's Day, so I hope everybody had a good Paddy's Day last week, but we're back in the saddle now, and I'm back with the familiar face. So,
Yeah,
Kurt, we've got TUD Boyfriends, a team that we all know and love, up against an MTU on a bit of a Cinderella run. What do you make of this?
I am absolutely ecstatic right now to just to be able to see what we're gonna match up against, because I genuinely have no idea. I think that is the best description of this. Could be an absolute devastation for the believers in chat, or we could see the miracle, as you say.
We could see
And
the
I
miracle.
am whatever happens, I'm just excited because just getting here, just getting to this position under the context of this team is insane. With
Yeah, this
just
is absolutely the furthest that MTU ever made it at a tournament. And it's off the back of a 1-1 that they got against UCD in the group stage, getting out in second place in the pool, and then upsetting MTU in reverse sweep fashion as well. It was 2-1 that set.
yeah, like
Funnily enough, looking at the entire playoffs bracket that we got, because we're into the semis now, top 4 is all second place in the pools. Nobody that was the top seed out of their pool actually got through into the semis.
yeah, we're if we're looking at trends here, it's the well, I don't know if I describe TUD boyfriends as the
Yeah,
underdogs, but it's seeming like the second teams are where it's at. So maybe if we can keep that trend going, if we can get more pushing forward, we can see MTU break into the final.
we
But
could,
there's
but
still
it
there's still a
will.
couple, at least 2 maps to go through. Something to happen here, and we do have our veto push through, our maps push through.
Yeah, we'll have our maps up here shortly. The teams are after picking away. We just have to get the display all up. And I'd imagine... Okay, Ascent is not too surprising.
No,
Icebox, though. We're going to get a
that is,
guaranteed Icebox.
and the Lotus as the decider if we get there. That I'm excited because it's a good variety. I think this is just a lot. You
Yeah,
have
you've got the Ascent, which is Ascent, the
you got the
Mario
bog
of...
standard.
Yeah, of Valorant maps, so you could say. Icebox, which... it's the thing is, though, last time... last time I distinctly remember the TUDA team playing on Icebox. It was the LAN where they brought out the Sage Deadlock. That was the old squad though, but still, the history that this team might have on the map. I'm interested to what agents are going to play on it, and then Lotus, the three spike plant site. It's good variety, but
It
we're
is
gonna have to see if we get there.
exactly where we like. I think this is just one of those situations where you have such a good display of what could come up here in terms of just the entire spectrum of existence. You have what you can maybe expect, where we're here on Ascent, some fairly quote unquote solved comps and situations and setups to kind of come forward. And then we're going to see exactly how that's going to push forward here as we are going to come into our agent selection.
Okay. Decay is going on the ISO. This makes a lot of sense. For Decay, anyway. The man is just... Put him in a situation, put him in a 1v1, he will win. So ISO makes a lot of sense for him. But I'm curious about... Both teams have actually gone for the Sova. Kind of surprised that nobody's trying to mix it up after the B-size change that was put onto this map to prevent that Odin spam. Surprised that nobody's going for a bit of an adaptation pick. Instead, it's standard for the side of MTU. But kinda run it down style for TUD. They want to flex a bit here, Kurt.
Yeah, and I'm very, very curious to see how that's going to pan out, because I feel like, MTU has had to come up against a lot of very, very strong teams, and so they showing that kind of disrespect straight away on Ascent kind of thing. Just, you're running the ISO, the Jet, the Clove. You are running and gunning. You are showing the fact that you at least believe, and I think you're your accolades back up. We're just better. And you want to try to push that forward, take that, and run with it. So we'll have to see if that pans out. We'll see if the shots are ringing, if the actual plays are going to come on through, or if we can see MTU do what they've been doing throughout the tournament and keep themselves alive.
I can see the KO being very rough to play against. Like, if you have an ISO, you got the shield up, you're getting shut down. You're trying to jet dash in, shut down. Plenty of thing. And the Clove nerf as well, going from, I think it was 30 seconds recharge to a 40 second, or was it 20 to 30? I think it was like a 10-second increase in how long it takes that smoke to recharge. So it's going to be really rough here, but it all starts on this B site. Dash is in. Site should be free, but Blank somehow steals away the first kill of the match.
Yeah, and just pulling back here, the whole team sitting back waiting, but gonna fall forward as they try to do it. Gonna be going as a team pushing forward. Blank's gonna be good for 3, and they're just gonna actually clean it up as quick as you blink. You miss it. They started off really strong, taking out that first pick and just rallying the troops waiting around. So even though the site got taken, even though the spike got planted, once they were able to pull back together, those ghosts just sprayed through, took some heads, and you know, they just took the round as they have their firepower behind them.
Yeah, it was extremely positive decision making there. Just straight out the gates from TUD. Blank just tried to get one away, knew that he just had to back up there. I think 3 people already surrounding the site and 2 on the way. So they said, you know what, we just flood. It makes a lot of sense. You get all the bodies in there, everybody's in the same spot. TUD have no problems with round 1.
For sure, and interested to see if you know the playbook as it kind of develops, see more pages come on through, because that, you know, keep it standard, go for your pistol. They just were hoping that this a B rush, try to take it over. You have a nice bit of power in terms of your initiators trying to push that forward, but not to be in this case. And now we're gonna see if they can do anything. It is just gonna be a complete and utter eco, so not expecting much, but maybe with a little bit of luck, with a little bit of timing, they can try to take a kill, take maybe a weapon, try to gather some resources here. But Murph is not going to let that happen as Decay starts it off, and they're just going to take themselves through mid, dashing on over. Muntio going to try to stay alive here. Both of them just pulling back with the classics, and maybe that's going to work out here as Decay gets caught in the crossfire. So that's a weapon down. It might not be in any way, shape, or form going to look like a round, but a Guardian does mean that some heads could be taken.
Oh, could start here. Okay, that's a great stuff there from Muntio. Last time we saw MTU where they're up against QUB, they did lose out the game, but they had some good moments, and Muntio was one of the people. But 1 is all they'll get. Still, all the guns retrieved and taken over to the next round for TUD in this bonus.
Yeah, 2 kills. You know, it's not going to break anything. It's not going to drastically change anything. It's going to force a little bit of kind of jigging that economy and changing it around. But other than that, it's going to be standard. Force themselves back on. They went for the full eco. They're going to go back with the buy. And this 3rd round, this bonus, is going to be an opportunity. There's a little bit of the door opening here as they hope the lesser weaponry can be kind of leaned upon and forced into this negative situation. As we have a Ghost, we have a Spectre. We're going to see if the rifles can do the job here for MTU.
Gonna have to get rid of this trip. This is a good approach to Ascent. Get rid of the mid info. Or Decay just takes the head clean off.
Yeah, but they played off the timing there. They dropped, just as the Clove smoke bloomed, they peeked out, took the shot. And now it's just a cleanup crew as Murph and Decay both taking so much power, but backing it up, bouncing blinks. They might get some kills, but so much has been lost. So much map control was just gone from the early round that they were surrounded on the catwalk and could not stay themselves alive. So that is 3-0 start for the Boyfriends.
The comp is showing it at the beginning, but I think the gameplay is solidifying it now. This team is not scared whatsoever. Everybody just took some serious initiative to try and get that round. Blank pushes out B main with zero doubt in his brain that he's going to get a kill. And he's rewarded tenfold for it. So TUD playing pretty bold here, I'd say.
Definitely utilizing the fact they've gone for this double duelist play, utilizing the fact that Decay is playing that ISO and Murph going to be on this outlaw. The tailwind has faded, so going to need to be something here, but not punished. Does take the shot, doesn't connect on either side of the margins here, and mid is now just going to be a firing range. Good for 2 as we see the Clove fall. So they need to fight for some power here, and it's just going to be trades. 3 versus 2 now. Still, MTU going to be struggling. Going to be fighting for some control. Teddy Bear brings it back down, evens up the man. They are low, so they're just a literal whisper away from death right now. And that spike needs to be retrieved, and they need to try to consolidate what they have and push it forward here. But Murph is in such a prime position, and this outlaw is a one-shot to both of them.
Player standing.
Oh, it sure is.
2 bullets, 2 people. That's all you need, both of them. That half armor, you're always gonna get punished. It feels like the moment you buy half armor, there is an outlaw that gets purchased, and that is just a fact of the matter.
You have to respect it. And
That
that's
was
what
a
happens when
good
you
purchase
don't.
from Murph.
4-0. TUD boyfriends are sitting right now. MTU have got to find some kind of answer at this stage, especially when the economy is looking this dire. If they lose this round. And look at how fast TUD are to respond to this. You just have 2 people sitting in spawn still, just spotting out mid, ready to fast rotate to A here. Murph is going to face a huge brunt of the force, but Evan has got his back and he's facing it with no hesitation whatsoever. I mean, when does it stop? How do you get around if you're MTU here, even after a full A exec? Not even a single kill.
Yeah, the timing of it felt a little bit misaligned here. We obviously saw the overdrive, or the null command come on through and try to force them back, try to make it so that, you know, Murph couldn't be able to use any of their utility, hopefully force anyone back. But it felt like they were tumbling over each other, trying to make their way through, and even the flashes, even the paranoia, just, they didn't do enough. They forced Murph back, but they were in the safety of Gen and just sat back, took the shots, and nothing was garnered for MTU. So that is going to sting a lot, especially given you invested so much money, your ultimates, to get nothing here. So now they're on some of these pistols. But maybe the pistols are a little bit of a solution here, as Decay doesn't quite finish off Blinks and has to pay the price.
Oh, Teddy Bear doesn't even get a shot at that. That could have been it.
That timing, it hurts. They were in such a good spot there.
And Blank's on the cam. Yeah, there it is. Knows all about it.
And now Blank is just having a firing range.
Why not?
2 shots taken.
The confidence is just oozing from these TUD players. Blank is just swinging off of nothing. Saying, oh, I know there's 1 or like 2 of them there. I'll just swing. We'll be fine. He only has a sheriff.
Yeah. Like, Blinks, maybe they got 2, but 2... These couple of kills, these picks, these trying to do any kind of damage, get some ultra points, is not paying any residuals in terms of that round count right now. And like, even everything is in the favor of TUD right now. 4 ultimates, all the money in the world. And they're going to be up against a full buy here and some ultimates themselves. But if we're looking at how things have been going and what has been able to be done, it's feeling like TUD are just going to keep running unless something changes here. And maybe this is exactly it. You noted that anytime some noise gets made, TUD have been absolutely gunning it for the rotates, and that might be the end of them this time round. It Blinks.
Oh no!
In the air, gets taken out.
Spike planted.
the players over towards B get taken out, or towards mid get taken out as well. So Spike might be planted, but 3v5. This is going to be a lot to try to face.
Munty was in such a precarious position. Teddy Bear's whiffing away. Can't settle the shots on Murph either. Phantom moment right there, and Murph has taken 3 to solidify another round. It's insurmountable, really, for MTU. And it was a round that they really should have been in a good spot for. I don't know why. Like, surely Blinks heard Murph, right? They were knife out running. And so to make the jump at that timing is just so... I mean, unfortunate doesn't begin to describe it, I'd say. That was make or break.
Exactly, because if Murph gets taken out there, if they lose the Jet that gets a 3k, and Blinks is able to take that heaven position, completely different round. It completely falls apart for TUD's defense there because they don't have that linchpin of Murph able to just push through the side, stop the forces coming through. And now, once again, it's going to be a difficult scenario. Blinks, they do have the Blade Storm. They can pop that out. They have rifles across the board. But Money and ults can only do so much. You have to do the legwork. You have to push forward. And on this 8th round, they need to do something here. And B-side is the target, but the target has 3 players sitting back waiting for it. Lockdown might be able to help them take the site here, but they need to convert from here.
Okay, smoke is up. Good flash. Need to be careful of these trips, though. Blinks, he's spotted out. Okay, Muntio is taking down Asian. Evans down as well. Not dead yet, however. They want another go at things. And the Flood is trying as hard as it can for TUD, but it's finally falling flat here.
Exactly. It is the 5v2, but now breaking it through. Trades go off. They know Murph is on the flank. They weren't able to get the first one. And Muntio just sits in the smoke, placed by the Clove. And they break themselves onto the board here. It takes the first 8 rounds to finally get themselves into a position to do it, but MTU finally break at least a bounce back of some blood here. And maybe
The question is, isn't enough? If they can snowball the rest of the rounds, it might be enough. But that's a very tough ask. They're gonna have to do it now as well.
Let's fly.
And it did kind of come off the back of that huge the lockdown, just giving them the space they needed to break through. So trying to do that again. KO knife gonna start them off, gonna get a little bit of info. It's just gonna confirm a slight amount, but they're keeping to what worked. The one round they got going. Oh, I'm sorry.
Give me a corpse.
I'm.
Where is everyone hiding?
And they get the ult off of it. It's bad enough to get spammed through the smoke, but then to get the neural theft as salt in the wound. On the suppressed. That's so nice.
Spam tap. And now they're just going to push off the back of those kills they've been able to get. They started with the first one, and they just don't respect it at all from their balance.
Oh,
was good
he's
for
looking like
one,
me out
Muntio.
there. Uh-oh.
You hate to see it, you hate to feel it, and Decay hates to be taken out, though. 3 versus 3, they've evened up the numbers. This is such a rocky round on both sides. As it starts with some spam, and then the aggression gets a little bit punished here. The flash is going to pop, but Ready as ever turns away from it.
That was not pretty.
The flash.
You can't sugarcoat that one. All Balance had to do there was just stand a bit further back into B main to throw the flash, but instead they lob it through all the time in the world for Evan to turn around, and they're going to capitalize off that. But it's just another round where as soon as TUD feel like they have an idea where MTU is playing, just push. They just push and just suffocate and corner the MTU side.
And I would say it's a slow suffocation, but no, it's been quick, it's been fast. They have not been giving them the room to do it. Even now, Decay just takes the control. No util, nothing. Dry, peeks out catwalk. Get some info, it might not be a kill. They do a tiny bit of damage, but walk out, peek it. You've seen a player, and now rotates can come on through, especially because they still are taking more control around A main, around everywhere. Now pushing forward, the drone goes forward, they try to take some shots here, but the defense is going to be good. Asian and Decay can just push forward, they can take these fights, they can go for these kills, and they're going to keep going here. Double tap might not save you for once, as Asian is now going to be pushing themselves forward too, and each just slow walking through. Make sure they know that the rotates have come on in, that they're not sticking around B main, so Murph can just stay around, try to go for it, and the double tap and triples up, quad kill in the round, triple on there in mid. 10th round goes towards TUD, and it's looking like that one might have just been a blip. MTU kind of playing off the stats of, you know, you're gonna get one round at least, but
They
momentum
had so
wasn't
much
there.
going for them in that round as well. They had the null command, they had a whole exec, but Decay said no. And Decay then just running his second round now, he's just ran at them and tied for it. But it doesn't matter when you've got teammates like he does.
Exactly, and Asian was, you know, they were on 2 kills before that, so they're doing great now. See what they can do here. And it's just been so difficult. I have noticed the 2 null commands. They've been popped really early in the setup. Because even then, when they went for the first there, they popped it, then pulled back to throw themselves a fragment. And it just takes away so much time off the equation here. And Asian just playing with his teammate, you know, having some banter, shooting at him.
Oh, they're definitely just playing with their food. Lady Bear's not going to get checked though. But can he still... Okay, gets the shots.
Nope.
Asian. Classic Valorant gameplay, and Murph gets 4 kills on the round. It's effortless. It's really effortless for them. And you like, they're so... They're snappy. The first kill that Murph got, clean. Second off, the whole reason he just pushes out A main, because MTU are making noise over towards B, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll just push out. We haven't lost so far. And he gets rewarded for it because he's just that confident. And that's all you need to hit some shots like that.
Exactly.
10 to 1.
Exactly, like that's exactly it. It is TUD, and it's MTU just not having a response to this kind of disruption play, this constant onslaught of just, you know, they're gonna push every single round. You just don't. Well, you don't know where. Probably everywhere to some extent, and it's gonna work. Decay trying to dodge the owl drone and will for a short period until Teddy Bear is able to take them out. So throughout all this, we are seeing an advantage come on through for the side of MTU. Murph might be able to get 1 back, but now they know exactly where he is. Now they've gotten a lot of control surrounding him, and they can just redirect, pivot, go back towards B, and it's going to be on Murph to try to fight it back here. They do have some util. They're 1 kill away from another tailwind, so maybe they can try to turn this into something here.
Oh, yeah, might as well.
At the last round of the half, you throw everything from the kitchen sink. Turn 180, take Teddy Bear out, 3 kills on the round. They just need 2 more. All this, all it takes is an ace from Murph to get them the 11th on the board here, but not ready for Blinks to come around the speedway. It's gonna be.
I was ready to trust. I was trusting in that one.
Switching sides.
I was ready to call out the ace to come on through, but 10 to 2. MTU, they finish off the half with a little victory once more. But it is an uphill battle, to say the least, right now. As we have to see what they are going to do on this defense. They have... I have the feeling we're going to see very similar from TUD of this this pushing.
Yeah, they like to do that, don't they?
It's a trend they like to set.
And now they have
double
5
duelist
people at
close.
1 choke instead of like 2.
Ready.
I hope Muntio bought the shock darts. Because they're going to be invaluable here. Well, they sure did.
Break door.
Okay, he's not sending the shockies.
No. You ready to stop the plant? Oh, Asian using theirs nicely to just chip away Asian. Gonna start the plan. Muntio actually just gets spammed out, holding the corner. The smoke is still up, and they just are not able to fight for it. Teddy Bear gets one black on the flank, and now we're gonna have to see exactly what can be done here. Blinks, good for the kill onto Murph. 3 versus 4 now. 3. Decay just sitting back underneath, and Blank is gonna work with them to take it out. That's 4 from Decay to just get them the 11th on the board there. It's looking, the setups are good. They are able to wrap around, they're able to stop the flank. But the moment they try to come up against the opposition that is the mainstay of TUD, it falters.
How many 4Ks are we after having now? That must
It's
have been like the
multi-kill
third or
after
fourth, I
multi-kill.
think.
Murph's on 21 kills.
And 4 deaths.
You know, like Blank's only got 3 deaths as well. Like they've just been silent. I mean, you just sit back, you're the Cypher. But Murph has been fighting in the trenches and surviving.
Destabilizing.
Now Decay pushing forward, double tap, Vandal in hand. Take your fights, take your shots. Might get taken down, but the double tap is good for it, and they're gonna get some regen going as well.
Oh, Decay is going all the way in. He's not being quiet about it either. Teddy Bear, though, takes down Murph, punished for abandoning their teammates. Oh, the 2 of them, actually.
Yeah,
And now
low
it's all of a
HP.
sudden, it's a 4v3.
The weaponry might not be there, but there's a world. You have the man advantage. You can try to do something. Muntio has some util here that they really, really push upon. Clear some info. Deal some damage. Oh, they have the knife as well. Everything just needs to come on through. They have the kitchen sink to work with, and they need to just throw it in. But time is ticking, and they need to take these fights. Balance is good to start it off. As we see, the Bucky is good for 1, but the Shock Dart trades it out. 3 versus 1. A nice bit himself, and they're going to sit in there, in the recon bolt, in the smoke, go for the defuse, and Asian triples up with the Spectre. That is a round that they are looking to cinch away. It's a low buy, it's nothing.
Oh no. That was the chance that MTU had there to get any more bit of honor in this, but it's dashed away. Right as Asian, right after he was trying to tell us to not spec him because he's rusty, then he's pulling out clutches like that.
When they needed him most.
He shows up when you need him most.
It's not even when you need the most, they have 10 rounds to work with.
It's you and me.
So for now, we're gonna see Muntio gets taken and takes out Decay through the double tap. They do know exactly where he is off the back of that ult though, so even then, that 3v3 instantly turns back around here. The spike is gonna start to be planted here. Timing is good though!
Last player standing.
Evan gonna take that kill here, and it's just down to 1.
Blank is low, to be fair, and Evan is acting up a bit. Okay.
Okay.
Not dead yet has popped as well. The time just keeps ticking, though. Great shots.
It only takes 1 bullet. They need to do something here. They need to get it perfect. Starts the defuse. Needs to hit the head, but Blank only needs to hit 1 shot, and it might be a headshot, so it didn't even matter. But that 5 HP gets brought down instantly. 13-2, and a few rounds that looked like either MTU were a shoo-in, or they had a chance, or they had something, and TUD just completely decimate them. David versus Goliath, and Goliath is just stomping him.
Yeah, you were definitely right at the beginning saying that TUD Boyfriends definitely should not be the 2nd seed coming out of their group and are not the underdogs whatsoever. They're proving it here, big time.
If you just look at it purely on the paper we've made, that is, you know, the group stage, and where they exactly ranked. Yes, they are number 2. They're not. I think that's there's another. What else can you say?
Chance of redemption, though. I was saying that last time I saw TUD play Icebox, it looked shaky. This should be a chance, but also it's like an aim map, and you're against Decay and Murph, so it's like, I don't know if I'd be hopeful, but we have to hold out a bit for MTU. They've got to find a way to give hope back to the Cinderella run. We'll see if they can mount any kind of comeback. in just 5 minutes.
See you in a bit.
All right, hello, welcome back everybody to IEC Spring 2025. I want to give a quick thanks to all of our sponsors before we get into map 2 here. Big thanks to KOKA Noodles, Reraw, Dogpatch Labs, GG Machines, PlayAid. We are powered by natives, are making this all happen for us. As we get into map 2 of our semi-finals here between TUD Boyfriends and MTU Ranters. Now, MTU are going to have to redeem themselves a bit here, Kurt. Can they do it, is the question.
They are, anyone that didn't catch it, map 1 went to TD Boyfriends. We went with Sent 13-2. Did not look pretty, was not the nicest thing if you are either a player on MTU or a fan of MTU right now. So we're gonna have to see them kick it into gear, as you're saying. I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do, because TUD are they were just on a rampage. It was pure confidence, pure aim, pure disrespect at that point, with Decay and Murph walking forward perilously in every situation imaginable, and it working out.
This is a interesting comp. Okay, Evan on the Viper makes sense. Asian on the Gecko, we've seen him on the Gecko before. I'd like Murph on the Sova is what's kicking me.
Yeah, really moving things around within this comp right now. We're gonna see Blinks on the ISO as well this time around.
On Icebox as well. It's kind of surprised for a map with so much verticality potential, right? To not pick a Jet if you're Blinks.
Yeah, being able to have that movement, have that ability to, take those vertical spots, any kind of high ground you can. The only way you can do anything is with that Omen. So what we will have to see here for the defense, TUD Boyfriends, gonna have to see what they can do. Last time,
Yeah, less of a run it down comp this time, so maybe it won't be as much of a slaughter. It'll be a slow bleed out instead, maybe.
yeah, the agents might not be as much run it down. The players, on the other hand,
Good point. Good point.
You can take the players off the agents. You can't take the players out of their mindset. As we're gonna see.
And Decay definitely has the mindset.
Exactly. Blinks though, that's where you want double tap online there. As the shield is broken, the Sheriff not gonna be able to take a kill, but it is gonna break out some utility.
Oh, that's a great kill though. That's old ways are striking TUD in the back there. As soon as they heard the noise over to A, Evan feels like he can walk down B and gets punished for it. B site is now open.
Simplicity is what is best, They figured out the system by which TUD are going. C player, we all go there. If we kill the player, we have an advantage. But when it doesn't work out, we lead to these situations. It is a 5v4. It is a good situation for MTU, and they need to back it up, and Balance will be the one to start it off here, as the fighting is going to occur, and MTU is going to come out on top. The Ranters just need to stick it out, and in a 1v5, Blank is going to have to do everything, and nothing is going to come from that. As starting us off this time round is going to be MTU.
And it's in a very good fashion. It may have been a little bit late on the adaptation, but at least the adaptation is in somehow. Instead of playing a bit more spread out. It does. It's playing spread out a bit more. Make noise towards A. I doubt that the two people towards B there made any kind of noise. They just waited because they knew that somebody was going to push somewhere. And they strike onto Evan. And that's what got them the round. So it's a great strat to call. So it does TUD adapt around it though? Is it just like, oh, okay, we have to take off the training weights now and actually start paying attention, or what?
That is the big question, because last map they were not tested in that regard, so we didn't have to see what kind of protocols change as they push forward. Whereas now, if they do start to fall a little bit behind here, there might have to be a bit of a directional change here, but this should be MTU able to take around nicely here. Balance good for 2, but opposite side of the map, Asian gonna take the head clean off of Blinks, as Rotates over to A now, actually. They lose the player, they take back the space. And this 3v4, it should be good given the weaponry, given the utility and armor. But maybe the Sheriffs can change some history here. But Asian's taken out very quickly to start us off here.
Spike planted.
TK had a chance there. Knew he did.
Last player.
Need to make first contact. And it's not great contact whatsoever. Evan's taken down just onto Decay here. And he's just completely overwhelmed by the numbers. Okay, very clean there from MTU, only losing one member.
No, and really, really good adaptation as well in terms of the mid round. They pick up the couple of kills over towards B, and they get some good control here. But after losing Blinks, they actually just redirect everything here and try to force their way as Asian is solo on the A side. And it works out really well. Obviously, they have the better weaponry, and they're in a stronger situation for this round too. But it's still good to see some good protocols in place, some good strats coming out on top of it, because the moment you give way to the TUD Boyfriends on Sheriffs, you could be in a world of hurt, and they do not let that occur in terms of the way they are running this.
Oh, it almost just couldn't quite land the shot. And Teddy Bear is desperate for the trade, so is Paper, and it's just collapsed completely for MTU. Okay, didn't have the weaponry that time. That's all that was, right?
Yeah, no, okay. Time to pull out the legal pad of excuses. That's what we gotta start doing as to why. They didn't have the weaponry, therefore this round is gonna be it. But no, you are right. The third round, bonus round. You're not expecting too much there. Maybe hopefully you want to take a little bit more there. Try to get a pick, try to deal some damage, try to create a situation where you're going to be strong on the fourth. And they will look good. They have the weaponry here. Go for this time. Decay is going to be able to push forward here. Pass that dart out.
What?
It's just going to take their head off there as Decay's spray just does not find the line. And now pushing their way, onslaughting through. We're going to see the MTU run it through, and Asian is going to be forced back by this pushing. He's just going to tap on through screens. Paper's not going to be able to get the plant. That's so much time lost, so much invested here that they might be able to use. His blank is going to be good for one trade, and Evan is going to be good as well. 2v2, they have both sides. It is going to be force them into some 1v1s here unless they can consolidate the timings. And that is going to be a good wings.
You'd think he hasn't been away from the game at all.
As he said, he's rusty, but man, I ain't seeing it.
I'm definitely not seeing it, especially after the most nerdy spam I've ever seen.
Yeah, knows the angle to get the wall bang, and just
I mean, that was it as well. Like this, if the spike goes down there, you're in a 4v2. I think it would have been. Evan would have gotten caught on the flank. It would have been a 1v2, 1v3 for Asian. Nope. Taken down with the spam, and then 2v2, able to make it because of Evan's flank, and it's just textbook from there. Absolute cinema, some would call it.
Some would say. And now we're gonna have to see, can MTU, off the back of a couple of round losses, you know, they got the pistol and second conversion. Can they keep themselves from, you know, giving away that momentum and pushing it forward? We are gonna see Asian go for a lot of shots, but not get a lot of connections here as Blinks takes him out. And now we're gonna see Decay. You're up against the double tap, so you gotta use yourself a classic. And while you're waiting, Evan is going to just clear up. Evan and Murph don't even need Decay on their side. You take him for the 1v1 and you leave your teammates into the death pit here as Blinks is going to have to fight it out. And Evan finishes it off. That is a full house of kills for Evan and Murph.
I gotta feel for Blinks in that one. They take the jet that has an outlaw. Oh, the freest kill of my life. He flips the ult, has the rest of his team is alive. Comes away from the ult, everybody's dead. He's left alone. Where did everybody go?
So focused on the prize fight that you don't see just the slaughter underneath. And now that is a huge, huge momentum shift these 3 rounds. TUD just completely reversing. The pistol was good, but now we're seeing it. Decay does get the chance with the outlaw this time round, takes out balance and is ready for some more. These sheriffs gonna be good. Blank taken out as well. They got the 2 different scopes running it through. As Montio now gonna be trapped in no man's land here in mid, taken out, and it is just gonna be that slow close off as not gonna be able to find anything with these pistols. Maybe Paper can get a shot off. Gonna be good for the 1, but I think 1 is gonna be the number that we're gonna meet finally at as Decay over the outlaw. Good for the kill. 4-2 here, and seeing what TUD brought last map, and we're seeing it come back once more.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It feels like a serious tone shift in that last round. And MTU have to flip the script. It has to be this round as well, otherwise they're going to be back onto a bit of an eco, maybe a bit of a just a scuffed by with how the economy is looking right now. They have the lockdown online, so they could end. Maybe I'd try to end A here if I was them, but instead it's 5 people towards B here. I think TUD probably have the read that they're going to be going A because of that lockdown, with how many people they have towards it and how far back Evan's playing.
Exactly, and as well as that, they do have the lockdown. Murph also has the Hunter's Fury, so there is, you know, the rock, paper, scissors is still allowed to occur. So we're going to see what can come on forward here as space is taken. Blinks, pushes forward towards yellow, takes so much space here, and that Viper's Pit is going to force a lot of fights to have to break through. They're going to need to push through. They're going to need to take some of that decay damage, unless they just take out the Viper. That pit is gone off the map. The wall pops back up, and now 4v5. MTU have this really nice position that they need to keep converting, but the spam from Asian is good. 4v4, the Vipers are out of the picture, and now it's just going to be some shots coming on through. Blinks is good for 1, good for 2. And we're going to need to see these 2 remaining players on TUD fight for survival here, as Asian gets a 1-for-1, as Decay is now in the clutch situation. Balance caught out. Bladestorm online, updraft, gonna slow everything down. They need to hit the shots and they're gonna miss. They don't have the knives, but they have the bullets here. The Vandal is gonna be pulled forward. Time is ticking. They need to do everything here. And Montio just walks around. They walk through the cloudburst, disrespecting what Decay was trying to throw at them. And MTU kind of run a bit around them there. I losing that Viper's Pit was TUD's folly.
You think that's when it was, right? But I definitely think that TUD should have won that round. Even after they lost the Viper's Pit, they had everybody at B. They had 2 people coming in from Orange, 1 person backside, 1 person Snowman. Right when the plant was going down, they denied it. It should have been a TUD round, but I think they just gave away a few too many 1v1s. And Blinks hit some really good shots as well.
Exactly, using this ISO really, really well here. Just turning that completely around here. And now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. As they're going to pop that double tap and see if they can hit something here with the ult.
Oh, he's taking Decay again.
Decay is brought out of the picture. The kill contract is going to be completed here. And now into this 5v4. Their own pit is on the cusp. They just need to slowly make their way forward, get that plant down here. They might have the 4 players pulling around here. So much of this util, so much of this power is advantaged.
Spike down.
Balance is taken out. Spike is down. It's in the hands of the defenders now.
Oh no!
It's going to be good for Montio. The pit is down. Blinks might still be alive, but they're going to be wrapped around Murph. Good for that one. And 3v1 Paper is not going to be here, as Asian plays the role of scissors.
That was just not... The Viper's Pit is fine, right? You can invest it, but the thing with investing a Viper's Pit onto B site like that, you have to have another piece of the puzzle. You need to have somebody else going mid, either going kitchen, under tube, something. Otherwise, exactly what happened is what's going to happen. All of TUD just crowded around the pit and just squeezed in. Didn't know anything about Evan's position, and he got 2 big ones that were probably round defining. MTU are now left on an eco, and Asian is taking down balance. I mean, what can you do here? It's looking like, you know, their TUD secured and safe.
Definitely, and
One enemy remaining.
We're gonna see the
Spike
push
down.
up consistently, and if we're gonna see Decay do some work, it does not feel like it should last long here. But Teddy Bear lurking around mid gets the one, and that is gonna be it. The tour de force wasn't really needed through the round, but at least it got one, you know, and they can recover a weapon. They can do some work here as they make up themselves a nice situation here. 6-3. MTU gonna try to get themselves a buy going, and they have some ults online, so there is some ideas that could be quantified here.
So we've had the lockdown online for a hot minute now. We need to invest this thing somewhere.
Exactly, especially because given the round total, you're not really looking to get it back unless some heavy multi-kills are going to come in. So it only makes it more difficult the fact you know it should only be one on the cards. It's now making the way towards B is going to be a little bit of an issue here. Muntio pushing a little bit forward, trying to get something with the dart. But in the end just falls here. Same to Blank though, who tries to take a little bit more space. As now the lockdown is going to be invested. The round is going to happen.
He's going for it. He knows there's a pocket in the left side here.
Oh, and the timing is perfect. He sees the second with the double tap, but jumping around. Actually, he's going to put their head right in the crosshair. As Blinks takes them out. 3 versus 3. Spike is down. Thrash is available. As he's going to go on forward. They're going to try to get some info, get some damage done. But they're all on the high ground here. So it's going to be difficult, especially when Blinks takes out Asian. And the fights are not going their way when Evan is the only one left alive. And they know something's up. Jumping on the box isn't going to be it. There's a Viper available who has a single bite to throw. And now gonna have to see what they can do here. 30 HP is not a lot, and it's only gonna take a little bit of spam for the round to be over. But the timing is there. They just need to stick it. They just need to hold it. The spam needs to find something, and Teddy Bear is not gonna find any of the bullets to hit. They just pull it to the side. Evan, it's planted not deep enough.
Oh, hello.
the tilted drop your weapons and don't even pick them back up, I guess. As now Teddy Bear does.
That is next level tilt.
No, the plant was just a little bit too against. That you could just sit back with the spam. They weren't able to get the spam off. Exactly. 7-3 in TUD. Absolutely now running away with it, very much so, and keeping up exactly what they're doing. You don't change it up. Decay goes from aggression, goes for the push. Misses the shot. Updraft dashes into a wall. Everything is perfect, as now they're running away and Murph is going to keep them alive. Pushing forward though, and Murph just needs to be the stalwart here, and good for the 2 that they've gotten this round before getting taken out. It's just going to force MTU into this really awful situation where they're going to have to fight. Asian good for 1. Now 2v2, it's looking like there's some more fight here for the Ranters, especially as they take out Blank, who's just fighting for their life and cannot keep it. Spike is going to go down here, and Evan needs to find the timing, and they will. Paper, you're pulling it out way too far to the side as you get the plant. And just get caught in the crossfire, not assuming Evan was going to reposition that quick.
It looked like TUD's aggression was getting the better of them there, giving away too many 1v1s, but then the exact same thing happens to MTU. Balance offers up his life to Evan. It sacrifices all mortal possessions to the Evan. And then Paper is just not looking the right way. A bit of a fumble at the end there, I'd say, for MTU. And they might be their own worst enemy in this half, to be honest, Kurt. There's plenty of rounds that they really should have won, and I feel like it's just just one small bit of error on their part.
Yeah, it's feeling like TUD just have a stockpile of get out of jail free cards every single time. Like, we saw so much go wrong there. Just like a comedy of errors that still wasn't able to be fully finished out here.
Oh, the collapse! No way!
Decay pushing forward. They went for some nice operator peeks. They pull out the shot. Now they got the blade storm sticking it out. Murph is over there taking the fight onto mid and just gonna spam on through, throw every single blade at them. 2 with the op, 2 with the knives, and now 4K to get them the 9 on the board.
I mean, not as bad as last map, but
copium.
Yeah, that is some serious copium. That's some serious copium.
Well, there's actually one they're 2 rounds closer to each other because that 1 round, you know, difference.
And the only 1 gun round as well that MTU actually got.
I mean, if
That's
you're gonna win the first pistol,
yeah. You have
take
to win the second one.
They need the second one. This defense needs to be perfect here, but if we're seeing just this absolute onslaught come on through, it's gonna be so difficult. That's now pushing forward. No one decides to shoot the recon bolt.
K was definitely muting himself. I just know it.
Go for the peek with the sheriff. You're the jet with the sheriff. Of course you should. You're not the one that should be shooting that bolt, as Montio is going to be the one to shoot them out. As pushing forward, the wall is going to deal some decay damage, and everything else is going to start to fall here. As now we are seeing a huge amount of back and forth here as TUD fall down to 2 players. 3 left for MTU. Opportunity here to take the second pistol as Murph is super low. Evan is sitting back, and the spike is in absolute control of the TUD side. Gonna be good to throw 1 recon, but no kills can come from it for now. As we're gonna see if Murph can get something here, but that HP, you need to hit an insta headshot, and if you don't, Blinks is gonna take you out. And now just Evan needs to get some more damage, is gonna be good for the 1, but that is all she wrote for that. 2 pistols. You get the second round too. I mean, if you lose the second round, hope might be lost.
Don't think about it yet. Don't let the thought enter your brain, and then it won't happen.
Manifest
Confidence.
victory, and that's all we can do.
It's only 2 sheriffs as well. Evan and Decay have bought up here. I mean, Decay on the sheriff though. You want to take him out first. And everybody is... Oh yeah, I think they're a little... Decide, boys, decide. We're going A. Montio was in an angle and a half. I've never seen this one.
I guess they don't. If they don't have armor, you do get the headshot.
Oh, spotted Decay. Spammed up a bit as well. Low on HP. And Blinks, he's pulling the TUD
Yeah, the
and
TUD
pushing
special
straight down the
push.
other side of the map.
Oh, you did mention Decay Sheriff. They're good for the 1, but I don't know if they're going to be gandering for more here. Unless, but Asian is, so I think that's fine. Both sheriffs getting a piece for themselves. That's actually 2 really good, powerful weapons on the floor now. As we're
You
seeing
could get it as well. I don't think... Like, Paper's sitting okay. Paper's got the cross, at least. Also into kitchen. You gotta be watching that window. Oh, shot! Now that's a bulldog.
That's an outlaw. The Bulldog's down. Decay. They're going to be up against, at the very least, some damaged players. Blinks is low enough for the 1 shot. Montio is half armor. So this is a situation where the culmination of everything, anything could really happen here. Good angle posted up for Decay. It's going to be up to how the swing happens. And Montio is not ready for that, as Blinks is going to be left all by their lonesome to try and do it. They have the util for the job. They can pop a double tap. They can try to close off some of that time. But they need to make a move on as the timer ticks down. And they're going to get the info. They're going to spam. They're going to miss. They're not going to finish it out. And Decay just needs to swing on through. Takes their 4th of the round. The Sheriffs, you can never count them out.
I blame you, Curse. Honestly. You said it at the start.
I think I have to apologize to MTU. That's all.
Yeah,
I'm
I get
not
the
gonna
apology
elaborate.
form.
Yeah,
Was not familiar with TUD's game. Doubted
know,
the
I'm very
economy.
familiar with
Didn't think
TUD's
Decay
game.
would get 2 kills with the sheriff. Tick, tick, tick. Apology form sent.
Now, the back foot is going to be for MTU now. As the weapon is not there, they're going to invest a bit, and Decay, the outlaw that they were able to get last round, is going to be everything. Oh, the shorty is going to be good for the 1. The double tap isn't going to be there, but they're going to be good for the kills as Decay is trying to play some run and gun here with the Sheriff outlaw. And now just just balance it back. We're gonna see Blinks try to do something as well. But this classic is gonna be good for one. Needs to find some more. Does get a dink onto Asian, but it's not gonna be enough. 11 on the board, and TUD setting up for success here, but the buy can come in from MTU now after that half.
Yeah, this is the swing moment for sure.
This
You
is
either win this
where
round as MTU, or you're going out now.
This is where you need to have the greatest little speech in the Discord call. You need to rally the troops. You need to have whatever underdog story, the Mighty Ducks, going on in there. You're on Icebox, of course. It's got to be that. And they're gonna win. I have zero doubt in my mind right now.
Okay, great pep talk, Curse. Let's see if it's affected them.
Vicariously through the stream, I have given them the hope they need, as Decay is going to take a lot of space. He's going to push on forward through the screens, and they are not ready for it. Teddy Bear taken out, head removed, and Asian is going to double up with them. 5v3, and it's only getting worse as Paper's taken out. 5v2 on the cusp of getting the 12th balance, and Muntio need to do some heroics completely here. And for now, it's not going to be it. There's too many players. There's too much to do. And that is match and series point on the line now for TUD. It seems my words did not work. I try.
Curses, not blessings, it seems.
No, do not ask me to do anything. It will go wrong. When I try to help, it gets worse. When I try to hurt, it also gets worse.
It's okay. Keep talking though. That's what we need from you.
That's the
Just
job.
don't worry about the consequences.
Exactly. But now, round 17 could be the last round of this semi-final. You see Teddy Bear forced back, pushing up as Decay and Evan take 2 kills and start us off on the fall of MTU.
Spike planted.
Well, we got one more 1v1 though. And Blinks wins it out. I think he's won all of his kill contracts today.
If only he had more.
Destabilizing.
But for now, Double Tap is online for a split second as Asian jumping around, taking themselves up into the position. They remove them from the round, and that is 13-4. They get a little bit more rounds, MTU. They find themselves a little bit more in the tank, but it's still leaking out, and TUD are still TUD.
Yes, still TUD are still TUD, but Decay is also still Decay, and even when they're stomping, he's still tilted.
That's how it happens.
that is how it goes. But finals is in now. They've booked their tickets. TUD Boyfriends are back to defend the title one more time. They keep coming back. Will they ever be trounced? And I highly doubt.
First bloods.
I highly doubt the other matches finish at this stage. On the other side of the bracket, we do have the rematch of TUD Aurora up against TCD Esports, and it was a very close match last time.
A third of the first bloods were Decay.
I think map 1 has done in semis. It is 1-0 up for Aurora right now, and it was 13-11 in map 1. They're on map 2 now.
Oh.
So whoever wins that game is going to be going up against TUD Boyfriends in the finals of Spring 2025.
Yeah, and it's going to be good no matter what here. I think, obviously, you can talk for days and days about how TUD did. You know, they're performers. No matter what, they will perform. Some amount of them. You know, Blank got 4 kills that game, but that doesn't matter when Evan and Decay are dropping 20 bombs, 20 rounds in. You know, getting a kill a round at least. But you have to still give it to MTU for getting into this position, for being able to kind of beat what odds I think people would have said for them. You know, looking at the bracket, looking at the groups, looking at the situation they were in, being able to get this situation where they do get to the semifinals. And even though not the performance they'd want, not the performance you'd want to see from them, it's still a huge thing for them that they have been able to get into this position and still have some good performances here. Balance and Blinks were bringing it in that last map. Like, they
Yeah,
were getting
absolutely.
a lot of power themselves.
Yeah, just MTU showed a really good run here, especially with getting the draw into UCD there, a team that almost took down Boyfriends last season in a nail-biter series. So they did a really good job this season, but it is going to fall short right at 3rd or 4th place. So make sure you tune in, though, on April 11th to 13th for the finals. That is going to be online. And you will see the conclusion of Valorant. I'm really excited for this one because
Valorant's
it's
over.
another chance for TUD Boyfriends to defend the title.
Oh, next week is the 3rd place match? Just confirming. Okay, yeah. Of course, we're not at the 11th to the 13th just yet. So we will be on our regular scheduling next week, and we will be running the 3rd place, and MTU will be facing the loser of our other semi-final. So that's going to be still a fun thing to watch, and we're going to be able to see if MTU, obviously when you're up against the Boyfriends, any kind of performance you're going to run is going to be up very much filtered through. So you are going to have another chance to see them next week. So that's another chance for them to show off what they have been able to cook up in this season.
Yep. Hopefully we will see you then. But till next time, till next week when we see the 3rd place match. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you, guys.